Good morning everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67, and today I'm going to do a quick little tutorial and inspired by video. And this project I have been inspired by silver and sparkles. I saw this little reel, I think you call them, on Instagram, and I just thought it was a great idea. I went over and found silver and sparkles on YouTube, and I've been creating a few of these, and I just think they're lovely. So these are called a hidden journal spot, and yeah, they would look really lovely put inside pockets in journals. So it's just a wraparound string, and then it opens up, if I can do it, and it's just a big accordion fold journal spot. So I thought we might put some together today because I just think they're wonderful and I would like to have a few on hand. So I'm using a combination of digital prints. This one is the vintage paper pack from WhichCraftDoYouDo that I have just done a collage with different offcuts and pieces that I had left over, and then I'm also using some scrapbooking paper. But you could use any size paper, you could use any type of paper, printer paper, digital scrapbooking paper. You could probably even do this with a slightly thicker cardstock. The only requirement really is that it is the shape of a rectangle. So with this one here, I've just printed a graph paper design on the back. And yes, because it is a journaling spot, I would recommend that it's patterned or printed on both sides. So I've got a couple of elements here from the mini book set that I've used, and a bits of other bits and pieces for decorating. So we'll just jump right in. Very, very easy process. So basically all you want to do is you want to take your sheet of rectangular paper, and you're just going to fold it over onto itself, and just try hard to marry up these edges the best that you can to keep them kind of sort of level, and then just give that a really good press. Now I am going to give it a really good burnish down that center like that. Then what you want to do is fold that again, and we'll just fold it over to meet the ends, marry up those ends again. This one is a little bit thick because I have collaged, but just play with it. Just manipulate that paper and then give it a nice tight burnish down that mark there. All right, so I'm going to, that's the first step. I'm going to do both the first steps on both my pieces of paper. Now this one's a little bit easier to play with because it's scrapbooking paper, so it's not quite as thick as my collage piece. So again, we're just taking our rectangular size paper and we're just going to fold it over, and then we are simply again just going to fold that over again, just like that. Give it a nice tight burnish down there. All right, so then we will open this again, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to fold up whatever you think is a good width. I'll fold this and then we'll just give it a bit of a measure. I'm just going by the grid lines on the printed piece on the inside like that, and I'm going to give that a really good burnish like that. And that measures, what does that measure? 4 centimeters, or 1.5 inches. Could go 2 inches. It all depends what you want to do. So I'll open it up again, and again I'm just going to use one of these lines on the printed side of the scrapbooking paper just to sort of marry up my line, the distance. That's a little bit shorter than the other one, but again I don't think it matters. And I'm just going to give that a really good burnish. All right, so now what you want to do is I'm just going to accordion fold, and I want my printed pattern to be on the outside, so I'm just fiddling with this for a minute, just like that. So as it will, no, that's not right. That's going to be my back. So we want it sort of like that. And I'll explain that in a minute. So I'm just choosing that will be that part. So we're going to fold, no, that's not right. Going to fold it in on itself like that. So your outside pages sort of all fold up, and your inside pages are all together like this. Inside pages all inside, obviously, outside pages all outside, and that's the same sort of thing there. All right, now where we did that smaller score line, the very end section of our accordion fold, we want to leave that section there, but I'm going to cut away the remaining 3 columns, if you will. So I'm going to give that a bit of a fold. Now, if it's easier for some people, you can just ink along that fold first so that you can see where you're cutting. So I'm just going to cut away just up to that score line there, and then I'm just going to cut it away here as well, just like that. So that's a bit of scrap that can be used for something, and that's sort of what you're left with, like that. I'm going to do the same on this other one. Just again, I'm going to give that a bit of a tighter score so that I can see where I'm working. And again, I'm just going to cut away on that score line the first 3 columns. Just like that. And then cut this one away. Now I hope I've done that right. We'll see in a minute. All right, so then we're going to fold all that back up on itself, and this section here becomes the little flap over part, just like that. And again with this one, I'm just going to fold it all back up on itself, and this section becomes the little flap over. Now you could leave your flap like that if you wanted. You could take just a little bit, it's up to you, but because I'm not great with straight lines, I'm just taking an old tag template, and I'm just going to cut away the corners on that flap that's left over there. Just want to level that up. Okay, so I'm just going to cut away that corner, and the same with the opposite corner. Just like that. Cut that one away. I think the tag slipped a bit. So that's that flap, and then I'll do the same with this one here. Just cut away there. And the same with this side. It's not size, side. Just like that. All right. And that is pretty much it done. The rest of it is just decorating, really. All right, so now I'm not going to do it on camera because it's tedious to watch, but I would go around and ink all the score lines, front and back, and all around the edges and everything. And also I will be, as I've done here, I've taken it to the machine and I've just stitched around the complete perimeter of the whole thing. But that is something I can come back and do later. All right, so the next step then, just say I've inked and I've sewn. The next step to do is to do our little closure. So all I have done, I've done this in advance. All I have done is I've cut from some scrapbooking paper just some little circles. All I've used as a template is my glue stick lid. And I've just traced around, I've sewn around, and I've sort of done about 3 layers of paper or cardstock not cardstock, sorry, scrapbooking paper. And I'm simply just going to attach that onto the top of each of the flaps. So I'm going to do it with, I'm going to put some glue down just to hold it, and then I will set an eyelet in there, I think. And I think I've got dry glue on there. So I'm just going to put, glue, glue, glue. Hopefully that's it now. Yeah. So not a whole lot, because I still want, I want it to sit up a little because I want to wrap some string under it. So I'm just kind of gluing just in the center. Just going to move that up a little bit. So just one like that. And here's my other one. Little bit of glue, and again I'm just going to pop that down into the center kind of thing, eyeballing, just making sure that the edges are not stuck down. All right, now I've got a paper clip here that I'm just going to pop on there. The more that you play with it and the more that you burnish those score lines, it will sit flatter and flatter. So that is that one. I don't have a second paper clip handy, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm just going to do some simple embellishing. I've got some elements from the Vintage Bits and Pieces kit from WhichCraftDoYouDo. This paper here is from the Vintage Paper Pad pack from WhichCraftDoYouDo. And I've just got some little fussy cut butterflies that I think I might use just for a bit of embellishing. And I've got some tickets, number sequence tickets from, again, the Vintage Bits and Pieces. And I've also got an element from my Tim Holtz that I'm thinking I might like to use on this one. So let's just have a fiddle. So first of all, I want to do my Distinguished Gentleman. And I just kind of, this is from Tim Holtz. And it's probably a piece that I've been playing with for a little while with nowhere to put it, but I think it might work really nice there with him. I just might cut it off the edge there and then just simply put a number or something. Or the other thought I had was the bingo card. I could do something like that, but no, I think I might use the world. So I'm just going to use a bit of ink and ink up around the edges, just to take away some of my white edges where I haven't fussy cut close enough. Just like that. And again, I'll just go around this piece of ephemera. This is, like I said, a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. Just like that. All right, so I am simply just going to find which way is up, and I'm just going to stick that down there, and then we'll put him over the top. This little bit here that is poking out, I could even do that and have it on the inside there of the next fold. So we might do that rather than cut it off. So just a little bit of glue. Just all around like so. Yep, that's up. And I'm just going to pop that down about there. Just like that. Okay, so there is my fold line. So that section there will get folded in behind. But it's not quite stuck down yet. So I'll just leave it for a minute. Then I'm just going to take my gentleman and I'm just going to basically, there is my score line. So I want it that side of the score line. I'll put a little bit of glue down on him. Just like that. Down just about there, like so. And then I just love a number. I always love something, a number of some sort on things that I do. So Oh, let me have a little play, a little pick from this lot of WhichCraftDoYouDo bits and pieces that I have. Okay, what's here? I like that one. And I'm just going to pop them straight down there like that. Alright, so I'm just going to leave him to dry because I really need this. That's not quite glued down. I really need that section there to glue nicely down before I fold it. So I'll leave him sit there like that. And then we've got this pretty lady, again from the Vintage Bits and Pieces kit from WhichCraftDoYouDo. I will link the kits below that I'm using today. Just pop some ink around her. And she looks nice on there. I wonder if she needs something in behind her. Didn't think about that. It's a little bit, just because I'm packing up to move house, I haven't got a lot of my supplies with me. Let me have a look quickly. I've got a bit of book page, maybe. A bit of book page sitting behind her might look great. Just to break up the tines. I'll just do that kind of thing. That could work. What else have I got? A bit of wallpaper could be pretty too. Yeah, just something like that, just to break it up a little bit. So I'm going to make that a little shorter. Give it some ink. I'm going to pop that one down. Like that. And then I'll just pop this little piece of wallpaper in behind. I might do it that way. Not going to see that much of it, so I'll put that one there. And then our pretty lady straight over the top like that. Just breaks her up just a little bit. Or not breaks her up, I should say, brings her to the top a little bit from that background, which is very similar to colours to what she is, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Alright, and I'm just going to put her down there like that. And then I have these pretty butterflies. I'll just take that off a little bit. These are some that I've just done in advance, just a bit of collage that I keep in a little bowl beside my crafting space. So just sort of something just like that. Cut those threads off a bit. And I can just put her just like that, maybe. I don't know if I like that. That's a bit big. Maybe she just needs a number as well. Or I've got, what have I got? No, that's too big. I've got so many little bits and pieces in this box. No, too big. Different colour. Bear with me. Oh yes, purple. Purple could be pretty. So I'll just do that. Give that one a bit of ink. And I'll just put this one down as well. All right, so just a little bit of a collage. Just tidying up some of my glue. All right, so the next thing then that we want to do is we want to just put some string around it. So I'll pack all this away. Actually, the next thing I want to do is try and fold this piece of ephemera backwards. So I'm just going to give that a tight burnish, just like that. Okay, so folding it all up onto itself again, just like that and that. And then I'm just going to grab just some ordinary string. It's not baker's twine, it's just really cheap string. No, first of all, before we do that, I'm going to set an eyelet. So I'm just going to grab an eyelet. One, two. Okay, so I'm going to use my crocodile and I'm going to use the big hole, and I'm just simply going to punch a hole in the center of my circle, the closure, or as close to the center as I can. Pop my eyelet in there and I'm going to set it like that, and I'm going to do the same with this one here. Use my bigger hole. It's a little bit lower than center, but that's okay. And I'll set that one like that. And now we will put our string around. Now I'm just going to use that paper clip just to hold it all together while I'm playing with my string. So I'm just going to grab my string and I'm simply going to tuck it in behind, if it will. I just want a little bit more than that as my tail. Tuck it in behind, and then I'm just going to simply tie a knot, and then that will tie up underneath like that. And then I'm just going to wrap the string around, and then I'm going to loop it two times or three times, whatever you think, and then cut my tail. That's one, and we'll do the same with this one. We'll hold it all together with the paper clip, grab some string, tuck it underneath, tie a bow, not a bow, tie a knot like that, and this one will hang down, and then I'm simply going to wrap it around like that, and then wrap it around twice or three times, whatever you like to do, and then cut that off like that. And that is as simple as it is. And I just think they're a lovely idea, a little hidden journal spot. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could even put some pockets inside of there to hold little bits of ephemera. But yeah, just a very, very simple idea, using what you have at home to just make some interesting ephemera pieces to insert into your pockets in your junk journals. So thank you so much for the inspiration, Silver and Sparkles. I will find that video and I will link it below, and I will link the different digital kits that I've used from WhichCraftDoYouDo. But yeah, just a really, really great little idea. I thought they were very, very cute and practical, and lots of journaling space in there. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.